Let's see, this is the boss which changes its elemental weakness. Obviously that doesn't bother us as we are a fighter class, so we use physical damage, no elements, just straight out hit it in the head. Or yeah, that's the one. It looks funky. I don't know if it is a voodoo or inspired by some Native American folklore or, you know, some Asian stuff. Okay, I fucked it up. I was thinking about hiding the recording data, but whatever. You just got, you know, at least you see that, yeah, it's possible, and this is how you reload a quick save. If you don't let the game bring you back to the title screen, the main menu, then you can just quit, restart the game, and then it puts you back where you last quick saved. Or if you did not quick save for a long time, then you might be placed to the last place where you found a random encounter. And that was it. I just won because I had the initiative this time. Yeah, that matters. I hate this dungeon. It's just some bad game design again, but not because it's a bad dungeon or it would be confusing or whatever, but because you get the lore of it. You can. It's some tree that got ripped out and it's now walking around in some desert. It looks like a tornado for some reason, not like a tree. Who knows what's going on there. But yeah, and I wanted to show you the fairies. I don't know how it turns back to this fully blooming tree. The point is, why can't we just visit this dungeon whenever we want? Why do we need to get that special event in that village settlement which we could visit previously? So it's kind of a trolling from the designer perspective, because you expect, oh yeah, you will get the information that there is some messenger coming from there when you are done with the last tasks at the dwarves. So you go there and boom, you are instantly logged in this new dungeon. You can't come out, can't buy anything. That dungeon is okay to grind up on if you absolutely have to. But it's just, it has a healing spot, I mean, but you can't replace your potions or, you know, get a better equipment. The game is notoriously giving you, you know, new equipments, but there are some equipments that are bloody rare, and partially because there are so many classes, you just don't get certain equipments, like the bracers, the gloves are definitely one that I constantly have problem with having for my entire team, because you find two of those which you can just equip, but because class restrictions, two of your team, you know, I usually run 2 caster and 2 fighter or warrior. It's 1 or 2 are just running without gloves for like half the game, the sections where you are forced to go mini and use a caster because of it, because weapon damage doesn't do anything when you are miniature sized. I think I had this footage because to show you that, yeah, these party members constantly get resurrected. I mean, they are just fainted, or whatever, and I let them just die. I'm not sure what I'm looking for here. Probably a new message to get to the legendary smiths. That's a bit of a complicated issue. You need to use the Kingsguard guy, and the first party member you get did this one. Speak with the messaging goblins. I don't know what they are. Looks like Moomin, the Swedish stuff. There was some ancient cartoon with them. I'm not sure what were I doing here. Yeah, sometimes you don't want to go around the settlement because it's a long way and you might find an encounter. Not that it would affect like anything, but sure, whatever. These bloody hermits, they can put some curse on you, some condition. You can see they don't really do anything, but I think they can confuse you. Then, because you don't even have party members, you will automatically target yourself, and that's instant KO, especially with the DPS character. Even if you have the best available armor and all that. Some of these monsters are pretty good, to be honest, especially with the 3D graphics on them. The 2D graphics is whatever, and it's a kind of pixelated, hard to see. Final Fantasy IV was what I said. I looked at it and I couldn't distinguish my character and the menu text from the background, and I said, I will never touch that. And I don't know what's with the Asian video game market. Final Fantasy also has kind of this Pokemon-like tendency that they slowly add the features over the generations of games. And they just always tinkering with it. It wouldn't mind that much the tinkering, but the release versions always are just a heap of bugs. By the way, these giant green snake things, they are supposed to be almost non-existent, anything but on the western side of the map. I never got them here. I had to always sail to the western side of this ocean. The story is that you are on this floating continent and everybody is wondering why it floats, and the game throws at you a couple of misdirections how it got into the air. But you can use Occam's razor to filter out the possibilities. One of it says that there was this earthquake which everybody thinks was made by the cloud of darkness, and it's just ripped off the planets and it just floats there, whatever, because magic or stuff. But if you actually read all the text, it turns out it has the same kind of engine what makes these ships levitate, these airships. they are actual ships, wooden ships that float. The engine is called sometimes the Wheel of Time, but actually identified as a perpetuum mobile. You know, the engine that creates more energy than it uses to work itself. It doesn't exist in real world, but you know, at least we know what it works. And there is the library in Saronia, what is a city with like 5 districts. It looks like its own continent. It's walled up and has its own monsters and all that kind of shit. There you can read that there was this ancient guy, those are a nation or race or whatever ethnicity, who built these airships and used this engine, and the inventor planned to make a part of the land float, and so you can figure out that's what actually happened. And while the game, everyone in the game just tells you that the Cloud of Darkness is actually making all these things happen because you know it's coming, and it has all these powers and all this kind of stuff that's happening, and it's not the Sunday who is supposed to be the main boss, because before it's revealed the real big boss is revealed in the game. It's a Final Fantasy franchise thing. So it's because the Sunday is supposed to be exist outside of time, so it can't interact with the world, but this earthquake still happened, so all these Warriors of Light thing got in motion, and everybody says, "Oh, it's definitely a Cloud of Darkness," and it's absolutely convincing. But turns out everybody is mistaken. They don't tell you lore; they are telling what they know, they think, they conclude based on the evidence they can, have access to. But if you get to the post game, it turns out, and that was one of the possibility how this continent got into this flying position. Turns out the super boss arrived on an asteroid or something, and that made a big impact. So my guess is that it actually just coincidence. Whatever the Iron Giant is, I have no idea. I think this is the library part of the Gondor mansion. It's a very annoying. I died here. This is Odin, I think, yeah, or some. No, it's Gondor. Whatever. I wanted to tell you that I died here because it turned out one of the monsters can, just petrify you. At least it's a very straightforward place with 4 big rooms, and then there is another room, and one of the rooms leads you to this guy. By the way, those doors are locked, but if you are just going to the minimalist approach, oh yeah, this is a new boss. It's a Gilgamesh or Gilgamesh or Gilgamesh or Gondor or something like that. I don't know why it has 2 names, how it shapeshifts. And what's allegedly this character is NPCs. The same in all the games, but I don't know the timeline. There should be a timeline somehow and an explanation what's the story. Anyway, so the locked doors, if you just open the doors that you absolutely mandatory to open because, you know, story progress, that's only 3 of those exist. And that's the amount of magical keys you can find all through in this world for free. It's actually much easier to just buy like 10 or 15 on the floating continents, eastern city, Kirsha or something like that is the name. And by the way, this boss was where you are encouraged to be a dragoon, but you see, my monk just fisticuffed it to oblivion. This dungeon is so annoying because there is this, you walk on rocks for the most part, but then you step on this giant vertebrae, but it actually the second vertebrae where this fight happens, and they start to worry and make a quick save. Now this guy is absolutely hilarious because it looks exactly like the same guy we will fight the next time. It's even the same skin tone because there is a general monster like this, but that's purple, I think. I'm not sure, it's some complicated name and it's in a weird place in the bestiary by the numbers. Mostly the bestiary follows the chances you can, the order of possibility to encounter the monsters, but some of them is just and especially the final dungeon, the World of Darkness monsters are just put all over the place. I pretty much bet the Asian video game makers are doing these lists just as they are coming up with these creatures. Pokemon is exactly like this. You see that, yeah, this same group tendency, then it's all over. It's 15 dungeons forward. Oh, I see. Maybe the armor is a bit differently colored, but still, it's just the same monster. It's very boring. And why do you have to run into this the very last dungeon of the game? It's just stupid design. How would you know? Okay, I lost whatever. Oh, I forgot to save. I didn't do a quick save, but it's at least you just run in straight forward, right in the next room, try again. It's very convenient, at least. This is a pretty long segment. It's 9 minutes bothering with this, even considering the Vin cinematics. It's still, I don't know what. Yeah, I switched to Retaliate, and this was when I realized the Retaliate doesn't just retaliate once. It retaliates every time you get hit. And this is the problem. It can cast, instead of hitting you, it can cast some stupid spells. So it's a, vending machine. Just reroll the encounter until you get bloody lucky. It's not that bad here. It was much worse at the end. World of Darkness, I was under leveled, if we are honest. I mean, I was within the range, but just barely. The final boss, that was... I don't know why I am doing this. I'm not healed properly. Why I am not... And it is possible I forgot even put up equipment. And I was just banging my head to the wall. Yeah, it can happen. It actually caused me a bit of a headache at the final dungeon because I realized I'm using up too much of my potions, and there you cannot come out. It's a dungeon within the dungeon, and there is no exit if you step into the second dungeon within the dungeon. It's kind of crazy. Maybe I should have edited this out, but yeah, it's just... Here I try to just hit it, because, you know, the previous attempt I got cancelled with the first, with the spell, all that, but this definitely was an occasion where, you see, most of the times, like 80% of the times, you get the regular monster, which is supposed to be there. Now I try, you know, put myself in the back row. But the point is, you get 80% of the time you get the regular version of the monster, but you have 10 and 10% that it will be under-leveled or have extra levels on it. So it has weaker or higher stats, and those definitely are something. Don't worry, I will eventually win. I don't know why I'm overthinking it. The retaliate option, yeah, again, the stupid spell. The retaliate option works is like this way. You get hit and you deal out a normal attack. Yeah, I realized something is wrong. No, I didn't. Stupid. Anyway, so, but not just a normal attack, but you hit back with double of your normal attack. So that's very overpowered when you are playing solo, because you will get hit, not anybody else. Usually it's a risk, but in this scenario there is no risk. You will always get just hit. By the way, this is actually the big difficulty spike, this thing. Maybe that's why I didn't notice that I'm lacking like 1000 HP. As you can hear, I'm hitting the keyboard because, yeah, I realized I need a healing. editing a keyboard because there's sometimes it's mandatory or just helps getting through the text and the screens faster. If there is animation, it doesn't help, but you know, you try anyway, like blowing on the cartridge with your whatever console. Yeah, so I don't forget to heal. Probably the first time I had my HP, I mean, I got healed myself, but then when I reloaded, I forgot about it, and it just resulted in this shitty scenario. Sorry to wasting your time, but after all, you know, we all make mistakes. And now it will have way enough health to just retaliate this guy to oblivion. And see, 2 hits got the spell, then another hit, and I just have enough HP to hit it. And boom, I won. This was the difference. That 1000 HP just allowed me to hit back once more. And that took... Let's see what this is. Oh yeah, the double boss. They are not that... They are like average power, but they share the HP, so when you defeat one, you immediately go to the second one, and that's how it works. But both are... The two practically makes one normal boss. It's a kinda refreshing gimmick, but very translucent, transparent. Not sure which is the right word, you know. Not being native English. It's bloody magic. The magic always hurts me. It's not that magic is good in this game, it just, you know, you don't have that much health. These two are some immortal Jedi who wants to give you the power, but they have to die for that, so you will have unimaginable power, something like that. Yeah, stupid death thing. The second, they all transform to these monsters. Are those their real form, and their human form is just you know, illusion? What is going on here? I have no idea. The first one looks like, what's that? From the Dune, the space engineers or whatever, those who makes the space travel thingy. I guess I'm looking for the black belt option, but not opened yet, or I'm switching to monk. And I have to put up the gear. Don't like to learn what is what, so it's just always just have to check stuff. You don't see it because the sun reflection, but it would show which is the best stuff. Judging from the timer, it's this time I will win. Definitely win. there is no attack order of the attacks. It's just everything is random. Random decides who starts, what order you are attacking in the turn. It's influenced by some of the stats, but it's not really a thing. I'm not sure what I'm trying to find here. The turtle shell and what I'm looking for some damaging equipment, most probably, but or stuff that would reflect the spells. That would be great, but I don't find it, so I just okay, then do the retaliate thing. At least now I'm fully healed and all that. Chance. Hitting strong, yeah. No spell occurred. Stupid spells. It's such a lame thing that this job can't use shields, which could give you immunity against conditions, nor can cast any spell. It's just hit. You don't even need a weapon. This casted protect, which gives some defense against you. That was still happy because it wasn't a damaging spell. You see, it just barely got through. But yeah, I got through, so it's okay. This one is primary a caster, so had to directly attack, couldn't just retaliate.